So the threads have to come through. We have to drill through these tables to keep them square enough that the threads have to come straight through and go straight into that metal to match these holes in the table. Well, as you can see, I got 4 holes in the table. I'm going to make a run for it in case when Pat goes to install the chip bed, it doesn't fit. Hey, that's a pretty big tool. You can handle it? It's going pretty good. But if you notice, look, he gave me the thicker table. This is just a light film on here. You can even see it kind of bleeding down in the holes, which is really interesting. Can you get that, Pat?
Although it's in really good condition, I mean, functionally, it works really well. But, you know, we've had this for a while, and the oils really, you know, they get stiff. Just doesn't work well anymore.
Hey, hello and welcome back. This is Shop Adventures 20. I'm Lance. That's Patrick back behind the camera. This week's topics are diverse and really exciting. Okay, let's get started. First of all, we're just, going into the 5th month of YouTube videos. And I have to say, we also became a member of a Facebook group called the YouTube Machinists, which is a by invitation group only. You can go apply there though, and recommend that if you like machining videos and you like the videos we produce, for example, there's a lot of great YouTube creators and YouTube viewers that share your common interests. So check them out. It is the Facebook group YouTube Machinist, where we just won for submitting a picture that we submitted to from some of our Instagram photos. We did submit a picture, and we do sometimes post one over there to the YouTube Machinist group. We won this week's Picture of the Week. That gets us a packet of stickers from fellow YouTube creators. So we're really excited to be getting some stickers in the mail in the coming month or so. And we get our picture, which is a Beyond Micro. It's a micro, mini, itsy McBitsy drill press that's custom made in France. It's because we know that because it says France. We don't know who this maker was, but he was quite the talent. And it mounts to the bed. In our case, it was mounted on the bed of a Marshall Watchmaker's lathe. So I just want to share that with you. And we're really proud to have won that award. We're just so brand new to that group and so brand new to YouTube as a whole, and so glad to be here. And I know we say it every week, but we thank each and every one of you that's coming along on this journey with us. We're having the time of our lives. The journey has a long ways to go, and we're so excited to be heading on it. And we're glad you're with us. Now, let me get back to the topics and away from the mushiness. This week, Patrick and I both got together. Oh boy, woodworkers be leery. Okay, I'm sorry. We probably butchered our wood. Those maple wood tops we have around here is the only wood we have around here. And there's gonna be a good reason for it. But we did survive. The tables are safe. The Levin stuff is completely installed on them. The Levin beds, and we are so relieved to have finally gotten that last little twerk here and there, checked our neck and all that. Oh my gosh, we just couldn't believe it. So we're just so thankful. They're bolted down. They're not going anywhere for the next half a century. That's what I've got to say about it.
Yeah, we're very happy.
Yeah, Patrick's smiling back behind that camera there today. So yeah, it was a big task. It may not look like a big deal, but if you're going to work there 10 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours a day, 6 days a week, week in, week out, month in, month out, year after year, it will get to you doing this all day. And we've had to figure out where that doing needs to be, and we did it. We hope we've got it. We're going to find out in the short term, and mainly probably in the long term when we start getting little quirks in our neck and shoulders and stuff. Okay, then Patrick goes ahead, and we did that. So Patrick gives you an update. Unfortunately, there is some shocking update on the tapping machine, the German tapping machine. It's good news and bad news. It's going to end up being really exciting, though. You're getting some bonus out of you. He'll explain that, not me. Then I explained how after we drilled these tables, how we prepare and oil these tables. These are exposed tables, so we prepare them, and I share how we do it. And how we protect them over the long haul based on humidity and weather outside and all those kinds of things. Really exciting. And let's see, did I miss anything else?
Educational videos.
Oh yeah, Patrick. Ooh, he's really took on a big project here.
Uh-oh.
They're gonna be picking at him. these are educational videos. The first series is a 4 or 5 part series of the Levin spindle rebuilding, which is critical. They're very, very detailed, but they're good for not just Levin. The process and the procedures, mind you, are not just Levin related. They're any precision micro spindle, okay? It's going to be the same principles, I believe.
Yes.
Okay, great. He's also going to tell you some expansions we're going to do on pull-out. We're calling them pull-out videos, guys. I'm sorry, I don't have the color of the thumbnail. It's not blue, because we're using that already. We don't have a title for the series yet. They won't be regular weeklies. They'll be pull-outs. They'll be mini-series. This one's a 4 or 5 part one. So he's going to do one on some lapping. He's going to explain what he's going to be doing. Actually, I'm not going to ruin it. He threw in a few surprises, but don't you fear. I will not let you down. I promised the full building of that Barker milling machine with the top secret factory installed accessory. And that is going to come before a few of these ones he mentions. That's my promise to you. So with all of that being said, let's get ourselves out of that shop and let's get something done, shall we? Thank you.
Hey, Lance, I hear you have some Levin news to share with us.
Oh, I do indeed, and I'm glad you're here. Okay, we're going to share with you what's only fair, because the next time you see this table, that Levin chip bed and the Levin motor mount is going to be mounted in these special holes here, 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 and here, as Patrick's kind of showing. The last time you'll see this wood is hopefully 50 years from now. We're going to get these mounted on here, and it's only fair that you see what we see before we mount it, because you'll be seeing machines running on it from here on out, basically, or at least we're going to build it up from there. One of the little things I want to just mention about when we do drill these holes, which is going to be now, as I've done with all of these woods, and I realized looking back at videos, I never actually shared something. Anytime we're going to mount something big like a base like this on a machine, we always, after drilling all of these tables, I always completely oil them top and bottom, and then I mount all of my stuff to them. That way they get one good load of mineral oil on them, which is what we use on these tables, mineral oil. And we just do a periodic oiling, and then that keeps them nice and tight. We like that. Okay, so that's what we're going to do here. We're going to get these mounted. So I guess let me take you over here, and I want to give a little bit of an understanding of how we see drilling the wood. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, we're over here at the table. I'm going to be doing the table you just saw. Patrick's going to do this table. So we're going to do one each, since it doesn't have to be done again for half a century. All right, Pat?
Yeah, you're putting me at work today.
Yes, and we're still wearing white coats. That means what? We're in the workshop.
Oh, that's right. You're wearing a white coat today.
Okay. This is complicated for us, and let me explain. A little additional here. As you know, we really like working with metal, right, Pat? We are not wood people.
No.
We idolize people that do woodwork. Some of this work is beautiful, and we own a lot of woodwork. And I just worship you people. I'm telling you, if I knew how to do wood like we knew how to do metal, I'd be really good. But we just don't do wood. This is as close as we're going to get to it. We do have to drill these maple tops. I want to show you something though. These big cast mehanite steel chip beds and motor mounts have got the threads in the bottom, and they sit very flat to this table, and those threads are very parallel to the table flatness. Perpendicular, is that the right word for it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So the threads have to come through. We have to drill through these tables to keep them square enough that the threads have to come straight through and go straight into that metal to match these holes in the table. It's that tight. If we drill like we normally do without what I call a drill guide, and get them on an angle like this, which we've done in the past, we've done it by eye and just put a nut in, because we're just putting a nut in a washer, or I'm mounting a machine through, a bolt through all the way through a table, a metal table that's through the wood, and it's fine. Okay?
Sure.
Patrick will say, but you know, we have to use this. We have to use this drill guide to get these drilled as square as possible. And this thing was in the scrap bin around here. Patrick, there was something you had to do to it. Do you remember what it was? Something didn't
work. I do. You know, we used to hate this thing because, you know, every time we would use this, it would shake. This thing would shake like so bad. It was ridiculous, and we just hated using it. But one day we had a need. We were drilling something. I can't remember. Maybe a table, and we had to use it. And I decided to investigate. And what I found was, I removed this part. Okay, this is like the little spindle that the chuck attaches to, and your drill motor attaches to this, of course. And what I found was this top part was out around. So what I essentially did was I just removed this little spindle, took it to our lathe, and you could see where I turned it just slightly. Here, let's see if I can get that. There we go. You can get that, Lance? Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, you can
see. So I turned it just slightly, just enough to get it true. And once I did that, it just works great now. That's all it needed. I mean, if you own one of these or you're going to buy one and you have a lathe, I highly recommend doing this little modification because it was a night and day difference.
Yeah, it really pays. We just thought that because it was for wood around here, that it didn't like us because we knew we don't like wood. So it was just being mean to us.
Yeah.
It turns out it did have an issue to be repaired. Should I take you over and show? I want to give you
the drill bits. What drill bits are we going to use?
Well, this is what we have out here, and please, wood people, don't call us out on it because we just don't know. Okay, I mean, we figure it out.
We are using wood drills, right?
Yeah, they're wood drills.
So we know that. Okay.
Yeah, we got that part right. We've tried the metal drills. Wasn't a bright idea one day. Talk about getting wood really hot.
Yeah.
So these are going to plow through there. I mean, we've learned our lesson. We got to get these perfectly square because I've learned one thing that I didn't know about wood from you woodworking people, if you're into this, is that once you drill a small hole in these tables, you can't just come in with a bigger drill and open it up like you do in metal. It just sucks the drill bit right on through it and destroys everything.
Oh, yeah, really bad experiences.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if I would break my wrist or something. Anyway, those are the choices we had. We're going to be using these to put, these are the 3 basic bolt size that Pat and I are going to work with today. These are some nice bolts. They're American made, of course. I'm going to get into that in a minute. Okay, so is that what I wanted to share?
Yeah, that looks good. Okay.
Okay, so between all these little Arsenal and Enduro motor from DeWalt and this little guide, I'm pretty confident that we'll get these mounted exactly in the point where Pat wants them mounted, and that's going to be it. So Patrick, can we walk over now? And
sure.
I want to. I've given some updates. When I talked about when I talked about rebuilding machinery, I said no matter what, we never reuse a bearing. Generally, we don't reuse a bushing, and we absolutely never reuse felts. They're always replaced. I don't care if they look brand new and somebody put them in the day before we got them, and here's why. The amount of hours into what goes into one of these refurbishes, which is, again, as I remind you, refurbishing with us versus rebuilding with us, they're identical, except refurbishing doesn't get a painting work done, but rebuilding does. And that's our standard around here, so I just want to share that with you. We just like to keep original paints original when at all possible. Just same way we do with all the parts and pieces. We don't want to just replace stuff to replace them. But
let me get clarification. So rebuilding is no paint, but restoring is with paint?
Refurbishing, I say, is no paint.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Rebuilding, I look at as from stripping the paint and repainting it. There's just not enough paint to save.
Sure.
We try to keep everything original because we're not a museum, right? Are we?
Right, okay.
That's a good point.
I just want to be sure. Okay.
The guy's not going crazy. One other thing we never ever reuse twice, and I mean, it can sound costly, and it is, and you'll notice we're going to use like, I don't know, 4 or 5 bolts over here on this one, 4 bolts over on that table. You'll notice I buy the whole box. These are all American made. We don't mess around here. We're going to do this. We're going to do it once. It's just about time and hours. We put a lot of hours in everything we do. Speaking of these hours and rebuilding these accessories for the Levins or rebuilding the whole machine as a whole, like the Barker. The Barker is going to be a big project. It's getting all new bolts, all new set screws, all new washers, all new everything. But all of its original parts are being kept. We're only redoing the bolts and stuff so that she has a fresh chance to go the next 50 years. You'll see, this is just some of the bolts I have out right now. Well, Pat's just rebuilding one Levin accessory. They're all these American-made bolts, set screws, and stuff like that. And that reminds me, we talked about using these brass spacers. And Pat, one of these boxes, is it one of these?
Oh, yeah, here, let me, I believe it's those right there.
Is it right here?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. Let me turn that over there. See, you know, we talked about pudding spacers. They do actually, and we use them when we can get them. And I don't know if you're aware of them, so we want to educate you on this a little bit.
That's a good. Okay.
See, these are set screws, and you'll notice they have their little brass in or bronze in, whatever they're put on them.
Yeah, they come in brass or nylon tip.
Is that our choices?
Yeah.
So, you know, we know about these. So we don't just want to go out to the lathe and turn spacers just to turn them. If they've got them, they're available. We're going to go ahead and get them.
Sure.
And I just wanted to give you a little bit, you know, a part of what we do here is want to share our experience, this journey of how we do what we do. And this is just as he works on one reassembly of 11 accessory, it's getting all new screws. We don't mess around with it, but the original parts of the actual accessories themselves are fine. So that's what I wanted to bring to you today. Thank you.
Oh, you have an update for us where you're at on the 11 accessories.
Oh yeah, I do. Maybe I already pretended I'm done. Sorry. Okay. All of our 11 accessories are nearly done. We have one left. I've turned them over. The last one over to Pat was a radius accessory for the 11. I have one left. And this is what I'm starting on now. This is the Levin micro drill attachment. It's one of our more elaborate tools. It spindles out of it right now. Obviously, you know why, because it's coming up. Okay. Anyway, that's my last part. I'm going to get her disassembled. I'm going to get her rebuilt. Get her all inspected, I'm sorry, and polished and everything as all the others have been done. And I'm going to get it back to Pat. And then what I'm going to do, after Pat finishes putting them together, and he's a little backlogged here because he had to keep on this Levin project, is we're going to lay them out like a car dealership, and we're going to go down that line of cars and show you them pretty shiny accessories, and those accessories are going to mount to these beautiful Levin machines to make an awesome product. We cannot wait to get started doing what we actually do, machining around here. I have had enough rebuilding. It's been a few decades, so maybe it'll be a few decades more before we have to do any more of that. So thank you. Bye.
Thank you. So how'd the drilling go on your part, Lance?
Well, as you can see, I got 4 holes in the table. I'm going to make a run for it in case when Pat goes to install the chip bed, it doesn't fit. Hey, look at it's a funny thing. Here, let me set that down. See, these 3 holes, these 2 and that one, just with the woodworker guys. This just went right on through all 3 of these, no problem. This first hole, you see how the chips are smaller and they're darker? But you know, this is a press table of wood pieces. It's just like, I'm going to be oiling this next, by the way. I'm going to clean all these chips up, and then I'm going to oil it. But this one took the longest to drill, and it was just hard as a rock.
Yeah, even to get started, I could see you really...
struggled.
Yeah, struggling. And you could see the chips. Yeah, look at these...
Yeah, see how the color's darker and the chips are smaller?
Yeah, these are really dark and small chips.
So it's up to the wood experts to answer that one. But anyways, thanks for that update. I just wanted to give you a little shot there, and I'm going to oil it next, and that's it.
Great, thanks. Now it's my turn.
Uh-oh. Oh, hey, check it out. I'm going to get the camera and look at Patrick. Hey, that's a pretty big tool. You can handle it?
It's going pretty good. But if you notice, look, he gave me the thicker table.
Yeah, but look, I gave him the smaller drill diameter. Poor little baby. Okay, we'll check back in. Bye.
Okay, bye. Okay, Lance wanted to share something before we install the Levin trays.
Oh, great. Thank you for giving me this moment. You know, earlier I mentioned that we use mineral oil on these unfinished wood tables. We do have lacquer-coated tables. In the machine shop, if you've observed when we're doing lathe work, that sits on a wood table. That's a lacquer-finished wood table. It's a preference issue. It's also, over time, lacquer's a discoloration issue. It can be scratch marred, and then it's not as easy to fix. It's fixable, but it's a bigger process of stripping everything and then redoing it. This particular tables that are unfinished, which, by the way, has 4 beautiful holes in it, drilled by yours truly and company. I won't tell you whose holes are better.
Oh, they did come out pretty good.
Mine are a little bit better, aren't they?
I won't say that.
my wood was thinner to drill than his, but bigger diameter. His were thicker to drill, but smaller diameter. So that's a trade-off. Okay, in front of me I have what do I have? Mineral oil.
Yeah, it's pure white mineral oil.
Pure white mineral oil. It's food grade, so you can drink it, but warning to the wise there. Okay. this is what we use, because when I babble on about mineral oil, what did I talk about? I was talking about this here. But while we're here, I just want to give you a little lesson, right, Patrick? You'll notice there's a tin in front of me and a towel. And I'm going to apply this oil to the bottom of this table, the edges of this entire table, and the tops of this table. And if I have to move it to get the end, then you know I have to re-level these tables. As you know, our tables are kept 100% flat all the time, for those little parts don't roll away on us. Okay, what we do is, we have a big pet peeve around here. We do it with our bluing, and we do it with mineral oil even when it's a bigger volume. We obviously offload some into the container. You'll notice the container I pour into has a little bit of foreign products in it. I don't know what it is, probably some wood chips and pieces. We never dip into our bottles of anything that we do. Even the bluing, when we do the cold bluing, we use a cotton swab once. It goes once, it goes away. If we need another one, we go back. We never drop parts into anything. We don't go back and forth. We don't dunk this into the towel like this, because it brings back contaminants into this and then makes it not as effective or as pure. And I need this mineral oil to be pretty pure for other applications besides just putting it on the wood tables. So I just offload some into here, and then I just go ahead and wipe these tables. And that's basically what we're going to do. I just want to, can I just dip a little, Pat?
Yeah.
See?
Well, just a note, one of the applications we use the mineral oil to is for heat treating little parts.
Oh, that's where it is.
Yeah.
Where have I used it?
Yeah.
You used it, actually. Yeah, see how it absorbs? You know, and I noticed even when we were talking about the hole drilling earlier, about how this hole was really tight, and the other three on this table were really looser. I also noticed when you put the mineral oil, some of the tighter, where the tighter holes are, doesn't absorb as fast. Some of these pressed boards are just different. That's what we just don't know all this about wood, but we really love the idea that we switched to wood from the laminates. It's just much more micro machining world to look that way. It's much warmer and cozy too. Okay, that's all I wanted to give you. I think that's it, Patrick.
Oh, do you want to explain, did you explain why we have to oil the tables?
Oh, no, I didn't. We live in our particular case, we live in a very arid, literally 0, 2% to maximum 10%. And if it's raining, it's 100%, obviously, humidity level. Typically, there's no humidity. This ultra dry environment does something to literally everything rubber and plastic that like you've never seen. So maintenance around here is huge, but I'll take this kind of maintenance over living at the ocean like we used to when we were young any day. That moisture kills metals.
On the salt.
Oh, the salt, the ocean, that Pacific Ocean, and that cold Pacific Ocean just blows that in and just wipes out everything. So we have a schedule plan. Gee, really? Patrick has us on a schedule. Once every quarter, every 3 months, we oil these tables top sides and bottom. We've taken everything off of them. We do not unbolt our equipment. We just put the oil on around around where we can get to it, and then we're done for another 3 months, because if we don't, this dry air temperature, our climate out here just wipes it out. Just starts to get dry and everything, and we like to keep it tight. So that's right?
Yeah, and what can happen is these pieces of wood can split. Right?
Yeah, they do, and they do. Maybe when we're rebuilding the Barker, we'll share a split with you.
Sure.
Because that one's a big table, and boy, did it split, but it was salvageable.
And that wasn't our fault. That was because it was factory. We think that it was at the distributor too long, and it just dried up.
Yeah, didn't get to keep its oil.
Yeah.
Okay, is that good?
I think that's good.
All right, guys. I don't want to be a lecturer. I just like to teach some of our. So I just share what we do. You know, I just don't want to contaminate this so I can use it for anything I ever want to do it. I don't have to worry about whether there's some backwash, almost like the milk carton in the refrigerator. Don't drink out of the milk carton. Other people have to use it.
You're right.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I might as well share the results of what we were doing. So here we go. This is what I did. This is just a light film on here. You can even see it kind of bleeding down in the holes, which is really interesting. Can you get that, Pat?
See, I'll try.
See how it kind of slipping down in the holes? That oil gets down. It goes.
Yeah.
Okay, but here's what I wanted to share. Can I show this? See how I finished off on this table, and you see how dry this? We probably didn't do this table, what, maybe 2 months ago, Pat?
Right.
And already, well, you know, time flies. Could have been the quarter already.
Yeah, it could have been, but look at the color difference.
That's just the same table, just the color different. That's amazing. Just wanted to share that a little bit with you to give you an idea of what we're talking about by keeping these maintained, or they will split. Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, hey. Look at that.
This thing's heavy.
That's because it's Mehanite. Have I got that spelt right?
Yeah, let's see. Do you see a Mehanite symbol?
Yeah, that would be that thing right there. That's when you know your castings are the best you're going to get. Mehanite. The metal of the gods. Thank you.
Sure.
Wow, we're back out in the workshop area to see Patrick about the German tapping machine, but let me give you a little bit more of an update. As you can see now that I'm back out here, we have in fact mounted the bases of the Levin Lathe to their tables. They're permanently done now, and that's really neat. There's the second one over there, and the motor mount's hidden back behind it, but it's there. It's all bolted, trust me. Oh boy. So we're all well and ready to go, and now we're back to Patrick. We're here to get an update on the German tapping machine to see what's going on with that status today. Hi, Patrick.
Hello, guys. Okay, unfortunately, I don't have good news for you. I wasn't able to get the tapping machine built. That was my goal last video. We just had too many things on our plate. You know, we really wanted to get the 11 bases installed. So we got a lot of our goals completed. I just didn't have a chance to touch the tapping machine at all. Okay, but it's not all bad news, because I realized even if I was able to assemble the tapping machine completely, I still wouldn't have been able to demonstrate it for you guys, because I realized we have an Albrecht drill chuck, and unfortunately we can't mount this yet because although it's in really good condition, I mean functionally it works really well, but you know, we've had this for a while and the oils really, you know, they get stiff, just doesn't work well anymore. So you know, we've put so much effort into this tapping machine. So what I wanted to do is Lance and I talked about our schedule, and I'm definitely gonna assemble and complete the tapping machine this week, or this next week, for next week's video. And I'm gonna video that entire process. So I'm gonna share that with you. Also though, this next week, I'm gonna do a complete rebuild on this little Albrecht chuck. And I'll be videotaping this as well. But just to let you know, we've never rebuilt an Albrecht chuck. Okay, so I'm gonna film it anyway, and you know, I have read, you know, I've gone online, I've read the instructions on how you take them apart and all that. So we'll be filming that completely and sharing it with you. Okay, so the goal is next week is to get all this done, and if everything works successfully, we're going to demonstrate it for you guys, and we're actually going to tap some little test pieces. Well,
that's going to be really exciting. Is this a giant erector set in front of you here? It looks like you did when you did the flown motors.
Yeah, look at all these parts.
Oh my.
You know, and then the new bearings, you know, we machined last week.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And, oh, you know, can I interrupt you?
Yeah, sure.
I've gotten a few private messages. Is that what they call those things?
Yeah.
Okay, and I've gotten some comments on our last video about that lapping. When I mentioned that I lapped those nuts,
right,
it caused a little bit of an understanding. Well, what do you lap with? What do you do? What kind of this, that? So I thought maybe you'd take a second, because you know this really well, and just at least share some things.
Okay, yeah, I can get our lapping plate just to show you.
Can you do that by yourself?
Let me try. It's kind of heavy.
Okay.
So I'll call you.
Okay. I'm going to just stay here filming.
Okay. Oh my God, it's really heavy.
You got it?
I think I got it though. I'm coming.
Oh, don't drop it.
Oh my God, this thing's got to weigh 200 pounds.
Oh God. Another one of those going huge projects.
No, we just wanted to share this. This is well, we've had it for a long time. We don't use this one much. We do have other lapping plates, and we do have tools that are specialized in the watchmaking industry. And I want to share that with you, but really quick before I get to that.
Let me go back down there.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, this is a cute little thing. If you notice, it actually has two sides. If I pick this up,
the side lance can use, and the side lance is not allowed to use.
This one's off
limits.
Yeah, if you notice, this is perfectly flat, and it's this. And the reason why there's two sides is this is for little tiny like watch parts. That size are really micro.
Yeah, not those giant nuts pair of nuts that I did.
Right. See, for the nuts like you did it on a grid like this. And this is because you don't, when you're lapping a part, you don't want the part to float on the lapping solution.
Okay.
See, and that's what these ridges are for. So it has a place for the lapping solution to go into. So that way when you're lapping your figure eight or your circles or whatever your method you're doing, it has a place for the lapping compound to go in so it's not floating, because you don't want the part to float.
Oh, okay. Hey, say, while I'm out here, and since we're talking about little plates and stuff like that,
sure.
Could I get you to get up one more time? Can we just take a look? Patrick has a little collection of those. Well, go ahead and tell him, Pat, what you have.
Oh, real quick. I wanted to explain about the education videos.
Oh gosh, yes.
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, you know, as Lance has been talking about, you know, we're going to be doing a educational series of our videos separate from our shop adventures. And the first series Lance has been talking about is the rebuilding of Levin precision spindles, which can be applied to other precision spindles. Okay, and it's going to be like we're thinking about a 4 to 5 video series. Okay, and already based on user feedback, following that series, we're going to be doing an educational video on the drill bits that are used in the micro machining and the watchmaking industry. Okay, and that's going to be really nice. We're going to show, you know, the different drill bits, the little micro drill bits we use, the different shapes, types. We're going to show their use, and we're going to show some of the drill bits we can make here. So that'll be a really interesting video. Okay, and also, reason why Lance brought up the lapping plate is because, you know, a few people have mentioned that. So Lance and I are thinking about making a dedicated video for lapping. And really, that video we're thinking is going to involve both lapping and polishing in the micro machining and watchmaking industry, because that's really big, especially in watchmaking. The finishing side of parts is really big and very important. You know, that very extensive information in the industry.
So I guess just a question whether we'll do those few ones after the Levin, but before or after the Barker, right, depending on how the schedule goes. And, you know, because we got the Barker mill that we've just been dying to rebuild and, right, and do it in detail for you to share.
Right. And, you know, and the reason why we're doing these education videos, because, you know, there's only so much we can cover in the shop adventures. You know, these shop adventure videos, they're just to share with everybody what we're doing, you know, for the week. So, and that's why I want to bring up too is, you know, Lance and I, we welcome any comments, any feedback. You know, if you have a topic, if you're interested in something that's devoted, or something that's done in the watchmaking industry or the micro machining industry, and it's something that we can share, please suggest it. We're completely open.
Yeah, if we're knowledgeable enough and we can really honestly do a good breakdown for you, we'll do it. But if it has to be what we know.
That's right. We have to know.
It's definitely not going to be on woodworking.
Exactly.
Good Lord.
Okay, so yeah, that's it. Did you want to show?
I wanted to show off something you like to collect.
Oh yes.
You know, I just want to share once in a while, guys, because he's collected these things and it's just adorable. And I know you kind of like it. I hope you like them. I hope you're enjoying that part where we do a little sharing. We'll have a shop tour one day.
Okay, I like little things. I've always liked little things. I collect a lot of things like this. These are little micro, I guess, like salesman sample surface plates.
Yeah.
Granite surface plates. And I try to collect different flavors. Like here's 2 styles of the black granite plates. This is a pink granite plate.
Oh, inspection grade.
And this is one that you don't see very often. This is like a white and black.
I've seen that color in a machine shop.
Have you?
I have, but in the general shop area, not the high inspection area, just the out shop inspection area.
Oh, okay.
Or work in process area, whatever you call it.
But yeah, these are just adorable. I just love these little...
Don't hurt your hand there lifting that.
Yeah, it's pretty heavy.
Go easy on it. All right. Thank you, Patrick.
You're welcome.
Okay, guys.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. And if you leave us one of those comments, maybe we have something we can answer. We will never leave a question unanswered. Thank you.